Extra letters are always known. Okay? We know for sure that dal can never be an extra letter.
Is it still anaitu or atain?
No, we are not there. It's totally different.
No, I mean the extra letters.
The extra letter is not there. That's only for mudari.
Okay.
That's a totally different thing. What we add, the number of letters, the letters that we add are all very well known. They are, as we all know, the structure of sarf is such that everything is known. So the things that are mazid, that are za'id, or that are extra to the original letters are known. One of them is hamza. So when we put hamza on the board and dahraja, asma on the board and dahraja on the board, we will know instantly which one is thulathi mazid and which one is ruba'i mujarrad. The hamza, and these things you will learn later, the hamza you know is an extra letter. So this cannot be ruba'i mujarrad. This has to be thulathi mazid. Another clue to that is the sin mim ayn. You have heard sin mim ayn before, sami'a. So you know it is taken from that. Therefore it has to be thulathi mazid. We have added something to the thulathi mujarrad to make this. On the other hand, if you look at dahraja,
as you look at the past,
yeah, do you look at no, dahraja is mudari, no, madi. Dahraja is madi, purest form.
But you were saying that there are certain letters which will be never at the beginning of the purest form. The certain letters will be always an extra. For example, hamza is always an extra letter. It cannot be the purest form, right? You cannot have hamza in any root word, can you?
Yeah, so a combination of that the extra letters are always known, like ta is an extra letter, you know, another one is hamza. That, and a combination of that and the fact that you will know some root words as you go along learning more Arabic and more sarf and nahwu, this will come.
So there's going to be are we going to have a list of letters saying, oh, these are always the extra letters?
Yeah, you will have that.
What about the past third person masculine?
What about?
Like you can also look at that, right?
Yeah, that will always tell you, but in this case, you go to past third person singular. This is past third person masculine singular, and so is this.
Yeah.
So the question is still valid. Which category should I put these into? These two. They sound the same, they rhyme, they have the same exact format, right? See, 4 letters, 4 letters. Fatha, sukun, fatha, fatha. Fatha, sukun, fatha, fatha. So how do I know which one is thulathi mazid, which is this one, and which one is ruba'i mujarrad? Now you know because I put it here, but how would you know it? One of the ways to know it is the hamza you know is the extra letter that is added. The other way you will know it is sin mim ayn is the root. This is the root, and this happens to be thulathi, so therefore this has to be thulathi mazid. Okay? And you will get familiar with these things as we move on. But so far, if you know that this the main difference between mujarrad and mazid, that should be good enough.
Question. Does mazid mean like an extra letter in any verb?
Extra letter added to the original root.
Let's say then fa'ala yaf'alu. Yaf'alu is mazid?
Well, we explained that it becomes mazid when you go back to the purest form. We don't jump to anywhere in the table that we discussed yesterday, like yaf'alu or if'al and so on. No, you go back again, and I repeat this, you go back to the purest form. What is the purest form? The past,
Masculine singular.
Past third person masculine singular, like daraba, fataha, sami'a, and so on. You go back to that. If in that one you have any extra letters, then it's mazid.
It's mazid.
If in there you have no extra letters, it's mujarrad.
So no matter what the letter is.
Yeah, yadribu is still mujarrad, even though ya is extra, but that's not the purest form.
It's just the mudari.
It's mudari. You have to go back to madi, and which madi? The past, the madi, which is in third person, masculine, singular, like daraba, fataha, sami'a, and so on. Okay?
So it has to be third person singular
Masculine. Yeah, that's the purest form. there is where you know if it is mazid or mujarrad.
So there's no rubai that starts with a hamza?
I doubt it. But this is not a general rule. Like one of the ways, when I say these are the only letters that will be used as to make mujarrad mazid, that doesn't mean they will not occur as the root letters.
Okay.
But you still know which letter. You know for sure, for example, that dal is not one of those extra letters. So as soon as you see dal somewhere, that has to be part of the original root letter. That's not the mazid. Okay, that's not what makes it mazid. Dal doesn't make it mazid because dal is not one of the letters that we know are do that. Okay, so let's move on here. You don't have to get everything as long as you have an idea what's going on here between mujarrad and mazid. So from one mazid, mujarrad, you can derive many mazids, okay? One mujarrad can have many mazids. But the good news about mazid is there is no irregular stuff in mazid. In thulathi, mujarrad that we discussed, there were so many irregular things, right? First of all, you have to check the dictionary for the fatha, kasra, and dhamma of ayn, right? Is it fa'ala, fa'ila, or fa'ul? Is it yaf'alu, yaf'ilu, or yaf'ul? Right? Fataha yaftahu, daraba yadribu, nasara yansuru, hasiba yahsibu, kalma yakrumu, sami'a yasma'u. All the 6 forms, they're irregular, right? Irregular in the sense that you cannot guess them. You have to open the dictionary and find out, right? That's more difficult, right? Also, you have to, for amr, you have to figure out whether to put kasra or dhamma on the hamza. Should it be unsur or idrib? You have to know those rules, right? And so on. But and then also one of the most important things about mazid, mujarrad, thulathi mujarrad is the masdar was irregular. Darbun is masdar. Sam'un is masdar. Kitabun is masdar. You know, karamatun is masdar. So masdar has no form. It can be any different, many of the different forms, right? But in mazid, that's not the case. Thulathi mazid, rubai mujarrad, rubai mazid is much easier than thulathi mujarrad, right? We have been discussing so far thulathi mujarrad, and that's the difficult part. Now we go to thulathi mazid. Then we go to rubai mujarrad. Then we go to rubai mazid. All of these 3 are very easy because they have one form, no irregularities there. You don't have to worry about, let me check the dictionary. You don't have to check the dictionary. It has one exact format that you always follow. That's the good news.
What's the bad news?
There is no bad news. The bad news is if you don't know what we have been doing so far in thulathi mujarrad, then you'll have some difficulty. But if you have learned what we have done so far, then the rest should be very easy.
So 3 out of 4 of those forms are easy.
Yeah, the first one that we tackled and we wrestled with for so many days was the difficult part. Now comes the